Free estimate today.
Local Sky 3, bringing you the big local news from unique views.
So the nostalgia of the holidays is beginning to fade away maybe a little bit, but if your family is like an awful lot of families really all across the country, there's a good chance that your mom, dad, grandparents were looking to maybe make a move into an independent living community, and you all thought, let's just give one more year in the family home. Well, Carol Fincher is here. She's with Redstone Estates. She gets it. She sees it all the time, but she says, don't put it off anymore. Go ahead and make that move.
Exactly. Go ahead and make that move. I know a lot of people do, just as you said. They think, let's have one more big Christmas in the family home, and then we'll move forward, find a new home. Either for the resident themselves, or usually the family members say, let's not really bring that up until after the holidays.
Right.
So now it's after the holidays. It's a new year. It's a good time to start that and to think about that and move in a new community.
The way you end up making that decision is different for everybody. It's as individualized as the individual themselves. But I'll speak from a position of a personal viewpoint right now, because I'm kind of in this walk in my life, and I'm one of 4 siblings, and then we have our mom, and each of the 4 of us kind of has our own thought about her and what we think would benefit her, and then she of course has her own thought.
Right.
So being patient and not being too presumptive to think you have all the answers is really important, I think.
Yes, it really is, and for the whole family to share their ideas, if it's going to be a group decision like that, it's good for everybody to come and visit, and then that way, you don't have to say later, well, my brother said this, but that's not the way it turned out to be.
Right.
But everybody should come and visit, get a feel for the community, the atmosphere. You can tell when people are happy in their home.
You've been doing this a long time, Carol.
Yeah,
so you
long time.
know how to read a room, probably.
Yeah.
And I bet you see this happen quite often, where people come and they're taking the tour, whether it's the new resident themselves, to-be resident, or the kids, and you probably can sense where there are some concerns, where there might be some hang-ups, and you know how to be patient and guide them through it?
Yes, I can usually tell when I'm talking to them, even in the beginning, because I like to say, tell me, I know why you're here today. You're here to tour, but why today? What brings you? What's your story? What brings you today? And usually they tell me right away what their first concern is and what they need. And so I try to address that first, and then the rest of it's just kind of like icing on the cake, really, when they understand all the other things. And I can tell usually, by facial expressions. I tell many people my face talks. Well, most people's face do talk.
Yeah.
And I can tell if they are comfortable or if they have another question, which usually, if they seem hesitant, and I can tell, I just say, I think you have another question for me. What is it? What is it you want to talk about? Because we want to, we want to all be clear about this.
And you also, everybody wants it to work and be the right decision. So if you do sense that hesitancy, will you be honest and say, why don't you, there's a little bit of time to wait. You don't have to make a decision right now.
Oh yes, I don't like to push people. That's a very big decision. You need to be comfortable with it, at least sleep on it. Unless there's an emergency and you need housing, you're coming from rehab tomorrow.
Right.
Unless it's an emergency, I always say sleep on it. You'll probably have another question or two in the morning. Just call me directly tomorrow and we'll figure that out.
Right.
And then we can make a decision.
But sometimes you also don't want to miss out on an opportunity. So one thing is, where there is availability, it might not be there the next month. So you do want to be aware. Also, y'all are continuing a program that really meant a lot to you personally, so you wanted to keep it going. You're offering people some discounts right now when they move in.
Yes, to help with that decision making after the holidays, we are waiving the community fee, which is normally $1,500. So it's a great time to move in and save the $1,500, as well as get, it's not just about the money, it's about, your life, the quality of your life, and a new home for the new year.
I know that you're quick to say, come on when it's convenient for you, and you can make an appointment, which means they can have your undivided attention when they walk in the door. But you can also just pop in. Food is a big part for you. I know you're very proud of the culinary offers.
Yes, we have. We are known for our good food. We even, obviously the meal plan's included for all the residents, but friends and families like to eat there so much that we had to put prices on the menu so they could come and join in.
That's a pretty good tell.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
You're also nestled in this neighborhood feel there in East Brainerd, so transportation is there, the mall's close by. Doctors are very convenient, and I think that's important.
Yes, we're probably less than 5 minutes to Erlanger East if you had an emergency. And then there's a lot of the doctors and the doctors' buildings on Gun Barrel now, so it's very close.
I have less than a minute.
Okay.
But brag about the rooms, because I know you were really proud when you designed them about the height of shelving and everything.
Yes, it's all designed with aging in place, as being the main thing. The shelves are of a height that people can use. We have
washers and dryers
in all of the apartments, and that's a big thing to people to have their own washer and dryer. The bathroom is large enough to make a 360-degree turn in a wheelchair. So, we may be moving along like this today. In 3 years, we may need a wheelchair. We don't want to move just because we can't maneuver in our apartment. So, we tried to design it all with aging in place in mind.
Well, here's where you can find them. It's Redstone Estates. Like I said, it's on Palms Court, which is really just off of Concord Road, which is off of East Brainerd Road, at redstoneestates.org. You can tell I've been there a time or two. I can get you there as good as Siri. Brighten up your home with a new look from Refined Home Finishes. Louis Otero loves talking about his lime wash that only gets better with age. He's next.
Ashley is bringing you incredible New Year's savings. For 4 days only,